This is the Four Stooges, and welcome to LinguaSketch. LinguaSketch is a unique flashcard application designed to help you make learning a language easier. LinguaSketch allows you to draw on digital flashcards to assist in your recall of the vocabulary of any language.
So I'm Nicholas Rist. I was one of the backend developers.
My name is Sebastian, and I was also one of the backend developers.
My name is Carson. I was one of the front-end developers, and Skyler was another front-end developer, but he's not here right now. So for this project, we only used a few technologies. So to begin with, we used Figma to create a few mockups. You can see here in the middle of the screen, you can see a couple of our original mockups, with the bottom one looking a little bit more like what it currently looks like, although we weren't quite able to replicate it. You can see on the right one of our earlier renditions of implementing the Figma design into React Native app with CSS styling. And the third thing we used was Expo in order to replicate and see the changes we were making in real time so we could easily make modifications. And then lastly, we used Skia in order to make and modify the drawings. So a few goals we had were to improve the language learning experience for users, which was by enhancing vocabulary retention with flashcard sets that they were able to make by themselves. We also want to make it really interactive, which was a lot of what the flashcards were doing. And then we also wanted to add multiple languages so people didn't just have to stick to a couple.
Okay, so some of the challenges that we had mainly boiled down to us never using React Native before, so kind of getting used to that whole ecosystem and how to navigate and style things was a challenge. And then also, more specifically, we had issues with the drawing just because Skia has some kind of weird ways to interact with user input, and how basically to actually store paths like in a stack while also keeping track of a live path, and doing that all with reactive state was a bit tricky. And then also just kind of storing the images and dealing with them on the file system was always going to be a little bit tricky because there wasn't like a good cross-compatible way to do that with iOS and Android. So we did the asynchronous store from Expo, but that has kind of a small size limit, so we just had to figure out how to basically pack everything into those 6 megabytes that they gave you.
All right, so a few lessons we learned were, the first one was that we need to have more effective time management, so we need to prioritize more baseline functionality over future features and minor improvements in order to meet deadlines efficiently. Unfortunately, right now, we're submitting this past the deadline, we definitely learned a lesson there. And secondly, we learned that preparation is key. We needed to emphasize the importance of handling homework and other responsibilities in advance, because we found that during the project, we had to catch up on some homework, which took up a lot of our time.
For future improvements, honestly, I felt like our final product was pretty good, but to improve, there were a few UI-related issues with user experience as well that we think we could fix, and we'll go more in depth to that with the demo. Additionally, we could add the feature of uploading an image instead of drawing on the flashcard. And the last thing is to add more languages and categories, because at the moment we only have around 5 languages and 6 categories. All right, so on to the demo. All right, so if we just go back to the beginning of the page really quick, this is our homepage, LinguaSketch, and a cute little beaver icon that Skylar made. So if we tap to begin, you can see all of our 5 languages here. We are planning on adding more in the future, like I said. So if we click on Spanish here, we're given the 6 categories that we have. So if we go to occupations here, you're given a flashcard, and you can flip it to draw on it. So we have the English translation here and the Spanish translation. All right, so if we draw here on the flashcard, we have also the translations here on the top as well. So let's just draw a pilot really quick. Let's go here and just draw a plane. I guess a pilot's different than a plane, so let's just draw a guy with a hat. All right, and then if I wanted to change anything and I made a mistake, you could either erase or you could undo, and your changes you'd be able to change things like that. And then if we wanted to draw more, let's just draw a little bit more. And to fully save your flashcard drawing, you press the save button right here. And yeah, if you're done with your drawing and you want to, exit and review, you would go, well, actually first I'll show you, there's the next word feature as well, where you can just go to as many words as you'd like, and flip them and keep drawing. if we were to go back and we want to finally review and learn things, let's go to review flashcards. You can see the flashcard we just drew, and I believe there's a few more I have here that I've drawn in the past. So if I were to guess bus here, I believe it's autobus or autobus. Here we go. That's the correct word, and basically that's how you learn and teach yourself. So we keep going to other words that you've drawn before. Eventually it ends, and you'd have to go back and maybe draw more words. But yeah, that's basically the main functionality of our application. And yeah, we really appreciate you watching our demo and our presentation, and I hope you really enjoyed our application. Thank you.